Hi students, welcome back to Max video classes. So in the last video we completed some sums in exercise 3.5. So in this video let us continue the remaining sums. See the next one. Yash scored 40 marks in a test, getting 3 marks of each right answer and losing 1 mark for each wrong answer. Had 4 marks been awarded for each correct answer and 2 marks been deducted for each incorrect answer, then Ash would have scored 50 marks. So how many questions were there in the test? I read question again. Ash scored 40 marks in a test, getting 3 marks for each right answer and losing 1 mark for each wrong answer. Had 4 marks been awarded for each correct answer and 2 marks been deducted for each incorrect answer, then Ash would have scored 50 marks. How many questions were there in that test? Okay, this is the question. So when you observe that question carefully, here we observe two unknowns. What are the two unknowns? Yes, in the first case, Ash score is 40 marks. In the second case, Ash score is 50 marks. Okay, so in the first case, how to get these 40 marks? He getting 3 marks for every right answer and he lost 1 mark for every wrong answer. In the second case, he awarded 4 marks for every correct answer and he deducted 2 marks for every incorrect answer. In the second case, his total score is 50 marks. That means in that question paper, in the test paper, he has some questions. So out of the all questions, he wrote some are right answers and some are wrong answers. Okay, so here what are the two unknowns? The number of right answers and the number of wrong answers are the two unknowns. But at the end of the question, what we need? How many questions were there in the test? How to get it? By adding the number of correct answers and the number of wrong answers, we find the number of questions. I think you have a doubt. So some questions are not attempted, then what happened? So in this given situation, it is not given. So we are not considered that case here. Okay, that means in that question paper, this has attempted all the questions. In that questions, some are wrong or some are correct. So we taken that two quantities as x and y. Let the number of correct answers be x and the number of wrong answers be y. Okay, so according to the problem, case 1. So in the case 1, Ash score is 40 marks. How? If 3 marks are awarded for every right answer and 1 mark deducted for every wrong answer, then his total score is 40 marks. Okay, so just ignore this total score. So in case in that question paper, 3 marks are awarded for every correct answer and 1 mark deducted for every wrong answer. As per these two quantities, just you simply find out his total score. Okay, in that question paper, totally number of correct answers are x. For every correct answer, his score is 3. So for x answers, what is his score? It is 3x. And for every wrong answer, he deduct 1 mark. Deduct means minus 1. If you are present that deduct quantity in integers, yes, it's minus 1. So how many wrong answers are there? There are y wrong answer. For every wrong answer, if he deduct 1 mark, for y answers, how many marks he deducted? Y marks. but this y marks is deducting marks, so that's why you subtract this deducted marks from marks for correct answer. So at the end, his total score is 3x minus y. But according to the first case, his total score is 40. So that means 3x minus y is equal to 40. This is the first equation. And come to the second case. In the second case, if 4 marks are awarded for every correct answer and 2 marks direct for every incorrect answer, his total score is 50 marks. Just you forget this total score, just you calculate the total score in case when 4 marks are awarded for every correct answer and 2 marks directed for every incorrect answer. So here totally how many correct answers are there? There are x correct answers. So for every correct answer, if you are assigned 4 marks, the total score for correct answers is 4x. And if you are direct 2 marks for every wrong answer, here totally how many wrong answers are there? There are y wrong answers. For this y wrong answers, how many marks we deduct? Yes, 2y marks. Okay, and these 2y marks we deduct from the correct answers marks. So that's why here we put minus. So 4x minus 2y. This is the final score. But according to the question, his final score is 50. So 4x minus 2y is equal to 50. So this is the second equation. Now solve these two equations by substitution method or elimination method or cross multiplication method. Here I am solving these two equations by elimination method. So write the two equations one by one. 3x minus y is equal to 40 and 4x minus 2y is equal to 50. Here I eliminate y, so that's why I multiply the first equation by 2. Here y quotient, numerically y quotient is 1, here numerically y quotient is 2, so that's why here I multiply the first equation by 2. So 2 into 3x, 6x minus 2y is equal to 40 into 2, 80. The second equation, 4x minus 2y is equal to 50. Now subtract the second equation from the first equation. Why? Because here the signs are same. That's why here I subtract second equation from the first equation. That's why I change the signs of the second equation. Okay, so 6x minus 4y, sorry, 6x minus 4x, it is equal to 2x plus 2y minus 2y cancel. It is equal to 80 minus 50, 30. Then x is equal to 30 by 2, it is equal to 15. So x is equal to 15. Now substitute x in equation 1. Here what is the equation 1? 3x minus y is equal to 40. So 3x means 3 into 15 minus y is equal to 40. 3 into 15 means 45 minus y is equal to 40. So minus y is equal to 40 minus 45, minus y is equal to minus 5, y is equal to 5. Okay, here x means number of correct answers and y means number of wrong answers. So hence number of correct answers is x is equal to 15 and the number of wrong answers is 5. But at the end of the question we need how many questions were there in the test. That means if he attempts every question in the test, totally how many questions are there. So to find that, let's add these two quantities. So 15 plus 5, it is equal to 20. Total number of questions in the test is 20. Okay, let's come to the next one. Here the next question is Places A and B are 100 kilometers apart on a highway. One car starts from A and another from B at the same time. If the cars travel in the same direction at different speeds, they meet in 5 hours. If they travel towards each other, they meet in 1 hour. What are the speeds of the two cars? Places A and B are 100 kilometers on a highway. So here it takes one highway. This is the highway. Okay, so in this highway here we choose two places A and B. So the distance between these two places is 100 kilometers. Okay, and one car starts from A and another from B at the same time. Okay, if the cars travels in the same direction at different speeds, the car starts from A and the car starts from B, travels in the same direction at different speeds, they meet in 5 hours. And if they travel towards each other, they meet in 1 hour. What are the speeds of the two cars? Okay, here what are the two unknowns? The speeds of the two cars are two unknowns. So let us take the two speeds as x and y. Let speed of car from A be x kilometers per hour and the speed of car from B be y kilometers per hour. Okay, let's come to the first case. Here what is the first case? If the two cars travels in the same direction, they meet in 5 hours. Okay, if the two cars travel in the same direction at different speeds, here speeds are the different, they meet in 5 hours. Okay, so this is place A and this is place B, and from A one car starts with x kilometers per hour speed and from B another car starts with y kilometers per hour speed, and in the first case these two cars travels in the same direction. That means the car A moves right side, even car B also moves right side, and they are meet at a point C. Means the traveling time for first car, that means the first car starts from A, so to reach the point C, the traveling time of the first car is 5 hours. Okay, in the same, another car starts from B, so the second car to reach the C, here also the traveling time is 5 hours. That means at the point C, the two cars are meet each other. Okay, here these two car speeds are different. So compare to the first car speed to the second car speed, here the first car speed is greater than the second car speed. Why? Because here we are choosing the diagram like that. Okay, so they are the two cars meet in right side of A and B. So that's why when you are observe this, yes, if you compare the speeds of the two cars, obviously the first car speed is greater than the second car speeds. That means x is greater than y, and these two cars are meet at point C. That means to travel A to C, it takes 5 hours, and to travel B to C, the car takes 5 hours, and the distance between two places is 100 kilometers. Now from these quantities, first we calculate the distance traveled by first car from A and distance traveled by second car from B. Why? Because already we know the speeds of the two cars and the traveling times to reach C. Let us take the first car. a car starts from A na. So find out the traveling distance. Distance traveled. Distance traveled by car A in 5 hours. Already we know the relation between the speed, distance and time. So what is that relation? Speed is equal to distance by time. So here we know the speed and we know the time. We will need the distance. So distance is equal to speed into time, and here we are finding the distance traveled by car A. That means one car starts from A na. Okay, so we are finding that distance. So what is the speed of the car A? It's x kilometers per hour. How much time it travels? In 5 hours. So how much distance it covered in that 5 hours? Speed into time. Here speed is x kilometers per hour and it travels 5 hours. So it is equal to 5x kilometers. So in 5 hours, the car starts from A, covers 5x kilometers distance. So in this diagram, this distance represents which length? Yeah, AC length. The total AC is equal to 5x kilometers. In the same way, find out the distance traveled by car B. Car B means a car starts from B na. So we are finding the distance of that car. Car B in 5 hours is equal to the second car travels y kilometers per hour speed. So here the speed is y into it travels 5 hours. So into 5. It is equal to 5y kilometers. That means the second car covers 5y kilometers in 5 hours time period. So it presents BC. This is 5y kilometers. 5x kilometers is equal to AC and 5y kilometers is equal to BC. And let us observe A, B, C. 3 points. Let us observe these 3 points A, B, C. So when you observe these 3 points, here AC is equal to AB plus BC. Why? Because these 3 places are on one highway only. So that's why we can treat these 3 points as the collinear points. So AC is equal to AB plus BC. So AC means it is equal to 5x kilometers. It is equal to AB. AB is 100 kilometers. It is already given. Plus BC. BC is equal to 5y. Okay. Now transpose this 5y to left side. That implies 5x minus 5y is equal to 100. This is the first equation, or simplify it. 5 is a common factor of the left side part. So when you take it out, so 5 into x minus y is equal to 100. X minus y is equal to 100 by 5. It is equal to 20. So x minus y is equal to 20. This is the first equation. And when you come to the second case, here what is the second case? If the two cars travels in the same direction, if they travel towards each other, so not in same direction, they travels towards each other. If they are travels opposite direction, they meet in 1 hour. Okay, so this is the highway and these are the two places A and B, and one car starts from A and another car starts from B, and these two cars are travels towards each other. That means they are travel each opposite to each other. That means if A car A moves right side, then car B moves left side, and they are meet at a point C. Okay, so the distance between A and B is 100 kilometers as it is. Okay, so to reach the point C, car A takes 1 hour time. To reach the point C, car B takes 1 hour time. Why? Because as per the given question, they meet in 1 hour. That means these two cars traveling times are same. So to reach the point C, car A takes 1 hour time and car B takes 1 hour time. Now find out the traveling distance in that 1 hour time. Distance traveled by car A in 1 hour is equal to x into 1. So car A travels x kilometers per hour speed and it travels 1 hour speed. So distance is equal to speed into time. So x into 1, it is equal to x kilometers, and distance traveled by car B in 1 hour is equal to y into 1. It is equal to y kilometers, and this x kilometers presents the length of AC and this y kilometers presents the length of BC. And when you observe this diagram, C is the middle of A and B. That means this C inside the path of A and B. So that's where, as per this diagram, AB is equal to AC plus BC. So AB means it is equal to 100 kilometers. AC is equal to x plus BC is equal to y. That means x plus y is equal to 100. This is the second equation. Now solve these two equations, either elimination method or substitution method. So here I solve these two equations by elimination method. Here the first equation is x minus y is equal to 20 and the second equation is x plus y is equal to 100. Now add these two equations. X plus x, 2x plus y minus y get cancelled. 20 plus 100, 120. So x is equal to 120 by 2, it is equal to 60. And substitute x in either in equation 1 or equation 2. In equation 1, here the first equation is x minus y is equal to 20. So 60 minus y is equal to 20. Minus y is equal to 20 minus 60. Minus y is equal to minus 40. Y is equal to 40. Here what is x? Speed of car A is, that means speed of car from A is x kilometers per hour, and the y means the speed of car from B is y kilometers per hour. So here x is equal to 60 and y is equal to 40. That means speed of the car from A is 60 kilometers per hour and the speed of the car from B is 40 kilometers per hour. Okay, let's come to the next one. The area of a rectangle gets reduced by 9 square units if its length is reduced by 5 units and breadth is increased by 3 units. If we increase the length by 3 units and the breadth by 2 units, the area increased by 67 square units. Find the dimensions of the rectangle. So this is the question. Here what are the two unknowns? Yes, the dimensions of the rectangle. These two are the unknowns of this question. Let us take the two unknowns as x and y. Let length of the rectangle be x units and breadth be y units. Therefore area is, length is x and breadth is y, so its area is x into y square units. And observe the first case in the given question. The area of rectangle gets reduced by 9 square units when, if its length is reduced by 5 units and breadth is increased by 3 units. So actually this is the original rectangle. So length is x units and breadth is y units. This is the original rectangle. Therefore its area is xy square units. But in the first case we see some changes in length and breadth. In the first case, length is reduced by 5 units and breadth is increased by 3 units. Okay, so this is the result rectangle when you are change the length and breadth. Okay, so if length is reduced by 5 units, already original length is x units. So if it is reduced by 5 units, then your new length is x minus 5 units and breadth is increased by 3 units. So original breadth is y units. If you are increase its by 3 units, then the new breadth is y plus 3. So in case if you are change the length and breadth like this, what are the changes we observe in the rectangle area? The area of the rectangle gets reduced by 9 square units. So original area is x into y. If you are change length and breadth like this, the area is reduced by 9 square units. The original area is x into 5. It is reduced by 9 square units. That means the area of the new rectangle is xy minus 9. Okay, so just you ignore this area. Already we know the length and breadth of the new rectangle. Find the area of this rectangle by using these through 2 dimensions. Length is x minus 5 and breadth is y plus 3. So its area is x minus 5 into y plus 3, length into breadth. But according to the question, the area of the new rectangle is xy minus 9. Both are the equal. This area we are calculated from the length and breadth of the new rectangle, and this area we are calculated from the given question. Okay, now multiply these two binomials, x into y, xy, x into 3, 3x, minus 5 into y, minus 5y, minus 5 into plus 3, minus 15 is equal to xy minus 9. Both sides we have same terms with same signs, so cancel them and transpose this minus 15 to right side. 3x minus 5y is equal to minus 9 plus 15. 3x minus 5y is equal to minus 9 plus 15. It is equal to 6. So this is the first equation. And come to the second case. So what is the second case? If we increase the length by 3 units and breadth by 2 units, the area increased by 67 square units. So this is the original rectangle. And if you are change the length and breadth like this, and that means if we increase the length by 3 units and breadth by 2 units, and what are the changes we observe in area? The area increases by 67 square units. So in the second case, this is the new rectangle. Just imagine. This is the new rectangle. So what is the length of this rectangle? In this new rectangle, we increase the length by 3 units. Original length is x. So if you are increase it by 3 units, then the new length is x plus 3 units. And the original breadth is y. And if you increase the breadth by 2 units, then the new breadth is y plus 2. Then what are the changes you observe in the area? If you are change the length and breadth like this, the area increases by 67 square units. Already the original rectangle area is x into y. It is increased by 67 square units. That means the area of the new rectangle is xy plus 67. xy plus 67. Just ignore this area. Already we know the length and breadth of the new rectangle. Then find its area by multiplying length and breadth, x plus 3 into y plus 2. So this is the area. But according to the question, the area is xy plus 67. Okay, so multiply these two binomials, xy plus 2x plus 3y plus 6 is equal to xy plus 67. xy cancel. And transpose this constant term to right side. 2x plus 3y is equal to 67 minus 6. 2x plus 3y is equal to 61. This is the second equation. Now solve these two equations by elimination method or substitution method. Here I am solving these two equations by elimination method. The first equation is 3x minus 5y is equal to 6, and the second equation is 2x plus 3y is equal to y. So to eliminate the variable x, here I multiplied the first equation by 2 and the second equation by 3. Okay, so multiply the first equation by 2. 3x into 2, 6x minus 10y is equal to 12. And multiply the second equation by 3. 6x plus 9y is equal to 183. Now subtract second equation from the first equation. Change the signs of the second equation. Plus 6x minus 6x cancel. Minus 10y minus 9y minus 19y is equal to 12 minus 183 minus 171. So y is equal to minus 171 by minus 19. So therefore y is equal to minus 117 by minus 19. It is equal to 9. Now substitute this y value in equation 1. Here the equation 1 is 3x minus 5y is equal to 6. So 3x minus 5 into y 9 is equal to 6. So 3x minus 45 is equal to 6. 3x is equal to 6 plus 45. 3x is equal to 51. X is equal to 51 by 3. X is equal to 17. So what is x? The length of the rectangle, original rectangle is 17 units and breadth of the original rectangle is 9 units. This is exercise 3.5. Remaining sums we will continue in the next video. In the next video we will start the new exercise. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye.